You're a filthy woman for cheating. Don't come near me.
My husband shouted and continued to yell at me and threw divorce papers at me.
Take this and get out.
I reached for the papers and put them in my bag. As I was about to open the front door with my belongings, my husband shouted.
Hey, wait.
I turned around and saw him with a triumphant smile, holding a palm-sized envelope.
Don't leave anything behind in this house.
Finally, the moment had come. Imagining his smile crumbling seconds later, I opened my mouth. That's the last present. He looked inside the envelope and panicked more than I had imagined. I let out all my hatred for him like a final blow. My name is Emma Smith, and I am 35 years old. I work as a tour guide at a travel agency. My husband Michael is my college classmate, and we got married after dating for a while. This year marks our 6th anniversary. In recent years, the world has undergone significant changes, and the travel industry has been hit hard. However, things have finally started to settle down, and more people are traveling again. In particular, over the past 6 months, reservations have increased dramatically, and my work has become quite busy. I have been working overtime every day. However, as I became busier, my husband's attitude gradually became colder. At first, I thought it was natural that he became cold because I was too busy with work and had to put off spending time with him. I reflected on my behavior and invited him out to play after a long time, but he went out because he had work. Even after that, I invited him out for dinner many times after work, but he said he had to work overtime. Before I knew it, it had been almost a year since we spent time together. Hey, how about we go out next week on this day?
No, I can't. I have to go out for work that day.
Aww, we haven't gone out together in a while, have we?
Can't be helped. It's a work-related thing, you know that too, right?
I invited him many times, but in the end, my husband didn't even try to make time for me and we couldn't spend time together. Moreover, recently, there have been days when I couldn't make dinner because I came home late.
Why are you coming home so late?
Even though it's late. I've let you know. Besides, I'm making dinner too.
I'm tired from work. It's the wife's job to prepare warm meals that can be eaten right away. You've been slacking off on housework lately.
Even if you say I'm slacking off, I have a job too. When we were dating and even after we got married, my husband was always kind. But recently, he has become a tyrant, and I don't know why he has become so cold. And then, on a day that was approaching my birthday a week later, I waited for dinner to be ready, but my husband never came home. Looking at the clock, he should have already left the office and arrived home if he wasn't working overtime. There was no contact even though he was going to be late that day, and I was worried that something had happened. At that time, my husband came home. Hey, you're late. My husband glared at me.
Huh? Late? You don't have any words of comfort for me when I come home tired from work?
But you didn't contact me that you would be late, so I thought.
You thought what? What did I do?
I thought.
Are you saying that I'm cheating on you?
Huh? I didn't say anything like that.
Are you doubting me? Do you know how hard I work every day?
My husband said that as he came closer to me.
You're late coming home too, and there are days when you don't come home.
There are days when I don't come home because of the travel plan and the day we stay overnight.
Your job is convenient. That's why you can make excuses like that. Are you really staying for work?
Huh? I froze for a moment. He suspects me of cheating. We've had minor arguments before, but I was shocked by the way he spoke to me this time. I work hard too. I'm working hard every day too. I don't have time to cheat. You're the one who. I said without thinking, shocked.
Hey. Are you saying that I'm cheating?
My husband slammed his bag on the floor.
Come on. Where's the evidence that I'm cheating? Do you have any? If you do, show me.
My husband said as he headed to the bathroom with a loud footstep. Why did this happen? I squatted down on the floor with a big sigh. Does he not love me anymore? As a great anxiety hit me, I looked at my husband's bag. The bag was zippered, but it was only half closed and I could see a little inside. Huh? Maybe. I took the bag and checked the contents. There was a long box with pink wrapping paper and a ribbon. It was definitely someone's birthday present. I was convinced that this was a gift for me. I thought my husband was going to surprise me with a present. Thinking that way, my heavy feelings from earlier disappeared somewhere and my heart became clear all at once. I was worried about my husband, who was keeping a secret, so I put the present in the bag and carried it to the living room. And on my birthday. My husband had prepared a present for me, so I thought he knew what day it was and didn't say anything. However, I had taken the day off in advance to spend time with my husband today. What time are you coming home today? I asked my husband who was going to work.
Why are you asking that?
Because today is. I stopped there and answered with a smile.
What are you laughing at? Do you think I know that?
My husband answered bluntly and left the house. I had already decided on the menu for dinner, so after seeing my husband off, I went shopping and prepared. Of course, I imagined that he would give me a necklace from that box, so I waited for my husband to come home wearing a dress that would look good with a necklace. And at night, I waited for my husband, but there was no sign of him coming home at all. I couldn't stand it and called my husband's cell phone many times, but he didn't answer once. Is something wrong? I couldn't stand it and walked around the house. Then my husband finally came home. I looked at the time and the date had changed.
I'm home.
My husband took off his shoes without looking at me and went to the bathroom while yawning. Do you know what time it is now?
No.
You don't know. Do you know what yesterday was? I ran up to my husband from behind and asked.
I said I don't know.
My husband finally turned around and saw that I was wearing a beautiful dress, and his eyes widened. Did you know yesterday was my birthday? I said in a small voice.
No.
My husband also said in a small voice. I can't believe you didn't know. We spent it together every year. I was so sad that my tears were about to fall because my husband forgot my birthday, but I tried hard to hold back.
But you didn't tell me. Of course I forgot.
I thought you remembered. You even prepared a present.
What present? What are you talking about?
I accidentally said it, but I continued. I saw a present that looked like a necklace with a ribbon in your bag. My husband was furious when he heard those words.
Did you look inside my bag without permission?
No, I didn't look inside without permission. The zipper was opened by chance.
That's why you looked inside. You're such a person. You looked inside someone's luggage without permission.
My husband pounded the wall in anger.
You really have no manners.
My husband spat out those words and slammed the bathroom door shut. The next day, when I went to work, the women were gathered and talking. Jennifer Williams was showing something to everyone as I approached the group. Jennifer was my junior, 3 years younger than me, tall, with sharp features, and quite beautiful. She was also a popular employee with a good personality.
Yesterday was my birthday, and I got this from someone I like. Isn't it beautiful?
Jennifer said as she showed the necklace to the junior employees with a happy expression. It was the same birthday, but it was so different. I had a flashback of my conversation with my husband yesterday and felt down. As I sat at my desk with dark feelings, Jennifer spoke to me.
Good morning. Can you take a look at this? It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's beautiful.
I got it from someone I like as a birthday present. Emma, you must have received a wonderful present from your husband too, right?
Jennifer said with a radiant smile as she looked at me. Yes. I replied with a forced smile. After the incident on my birthday, my relationship with my husband continued to deteriorate. Even when we came home, we didn't talk to each other, and my husband's return home became even later. To be honest, I didn't know how to repair my relationship with my husband or what would happen in the future. However, in contrast to my personal life, my work was going well and reservations were flooding in as the company recovered from its previous losses. I worked hard to forget about my husband. Then one day, 3 months later, I was working overnight. The schedule was going smoothly, and I finished work earlier than planned, so I came home early to clean the house for the first time in a while. Upon arriving at home, I saw that the curtains on the second floor were open. It was still evening, and my husband should have been at work. I thought he had forgotten to close them, so I opened the door, only to find a pair of high heels I had never seen before in the entrance. Huh? Is someone here? I closed the door and quickly moved away from the scene. What's going on? I watched the entrance from a nearby pillar, feeling my heart pounding in my chest. After a while, the entrance opened, and my husband and Jennifer came out of the house, holding hands and smiling. No way. I stood there in shock. It was shocking enough that my husband was cheating, but it was even more shocking that his partner was a junior colleague at work. And that smile on my husband's face. It was a smile I had never seen before. Why? I could see Jennifer's necklace too. That was the necklace Jennifer said she received from someone she likes. I still couldn't understand the reality in front of me and just watched the two of them walking together from afar. Then tears overflowed, and I broke down crying on the spot. After 30 minutes passed and my tears dried up, I suddenly became calm. How could he let Jennifer into our home? My feelings of anger changed, and I entered the house with great force. I headed to the kitchen first, but it was so clean that I couldn't believe anyone had been there just a moment ago. My husband, who was furious that I had looked into his bag without permission, had become very cautious of me since that day. He even took his cell phone into the bathroom. The bed was perfectly clean, and I knew that my husband was careful not to leave any evidence of his infidelity. It's even more suspicious if he goes this far. I muttered to myself as I removed the sheets with such force that they tore and began washing them. While the washing machine was running, I opened the bedroom window and took a deep breath, deciding to divorce my husband. Starting the next day, I began collecting evidence of my husband's infidelity to receive compensation. I thought I couldn't get anything from my cautious husband, so I waited for Jennifer to leave and tried to follow her and take pictures. However, I couldn't capture their figures on the day I followed them, so I went to a private detective agency and asked them to thoroughly gather evidence. The detective agency said they needed a month, so I endured it for a month. During that time, whenever I came home late at night, my husband would shower me with verbal abuse, saying things like,
Why are you so late? Were you meeting some other man? You can't even cook a decent meal. You're useless.
But in my heart, I was thinking, I'll remember this, and I didn't rebel. And then the day finally came. I returned home from a bus tour overnight job, but I was caught in traffic on this day and came home later than expected. As expected, my husband glared at me with a fierce expression when I got home.
Hey, don't come any closer to me.
Why?
You were cheating and that's why you're late.
No, I was caught in traffic.
Don't tell me such a meaningless lie.
My husband took out a piece of paper from the drawer.
You were cheating anyway. Don't come here with your filthy body.
My husband spread out the paper he had and it was a divorce notice.
Get out of this house right now. I'll make sure to get compensation.
My husband said to me with a smirk. I understand. We'll get a divorce. I thought that the time had finally come and took the documents and was about to leave the house with my belongings. At that moment.
Hey! Don't leave anything behind.
My husband brought me an envelope that I had left on the table. That's my last gift to you. I said that and handed him the envelope. When he looked inside, there were hundreds of photos of my husband and Jennifer's affair.
What is this? You took pictures without permission.
My husband looked at the photos and approached me in anger. I told him not to come any closer. Jennifer was a circle friend from college. It seems you reconnected through a friend a year ago. But you kept asking me to show you evidence of your affair, so here it is. I've got the evidence. You boasted that you didn't do it, but what's this? Oh, the photos you have right now show that you even went on a day trip with Jennifer. You really betrayed me. I'll ask for twice the standard compensation. Go to the bank now and get a loan application. I said that and opened the door with force and left. After that, through a lawyer, my husband and I got divorced. My husband was ordered to pay $25,000 in compensation, while Jennifer was ordered to pay $8,000. My husband worked hard to pay the compensation, but he made mistakes at work. Moreover, he was rumored to have cheated and divorced, and he lost trust and resigned voluntarily. He tried to find a job to pay the compensation, but he couldn't find a regular job and worked day and night to pay it off. Jennifer's affair with my husband became known in the company, and her popularity decreased. She felt uncomfortable and resigned voluntarily. Although I got divorced, I was shocked to remember my husband's many betrayals and didn't want to see Jennifer again. I went home and took a break for a while. However, my colleagues at work encouraged me, and I returned to work. As a free person, I work harder than ever and enjoy every day.
How was this story? Please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.